Good morning. It's Monday, December 30th, about 6 a.m. Central Time. Overnight, the precious metals are trading on either side of unchanged after Friday's weaker session, snapping a 4-day winning streak in the silver market. Looking back at Friday's session, it was the broad-based selling that we saw in the U.S. equity markets that weighed in on global assets. It's the holiday-type volume where they're reduced, and there's just these dramatic moves because of a lack of liquidity. Now, looking at the overnight price action in precious metals, you do have February gold sitting at $26.30. That's down to about $1. Real tight trading range of about $26.40 on the upside, $26.21 on the downside. Silver futures continue to be anchored on either side of the $30 range, sitting at $30.03 last, with $30.10 as being your high and $29.85 being the low. Looking at copper futures down 1 cent at $4.11. Platinum futures slightly higher at $9.36. Really had a big blow on Friday, and we saw that liquidity come out of that market and prices kind of cycle back down into this channel that it's been operating in. The gold silver ratio sits at 87-1. Now looking at some outside markets here, big standouts in the energy markets. You got crude oil futures up 35 cents, trading just below $71. That's been a market that a lot of people have discounted. They're thinking that Trump is going to continue to drill, baby, drill, and prices are going to come back down in those low 60s. The reality is if you look at the chart pattern on it, the mid 60s has been your great support level, and anywhere in those higher 60s have been good entry points here for the possibility of a breakout, which could be taking shape as of now. Looking at natural gas futures, up 12% this morning, up 43 cents at 381. Explosive move higher as the EIA forecasts some energy demand here really picking up as we're seeing drawdowns of injections in the natural gas market from a supply standpoint, and then also colder weather forecasted in the horizon. Getting into your U.S. equity markets, continuing to soften up just a bit here, and that comes as the dollar is weaker as well. You've got foreign currencies rising just slightly higher, and then also 2-year treasury yields and 10-year treasury yields also coming off a bit. So it seems to be more spillover selling, a lot of year-end profit taking when it comes to the equity markets. Bitcoin futures finding support in these lower 90s, trying to push their way back up into the high 90s. And then finally, if you look at the agricultural markets, all continuing to push higher here. Corn seeing strong demand, and then some mixed weather down in South America really providing some support to that market. Now, oil, again, is one of the markets that we're seeing a lot of the producers hold back supply, and they really want to boost these prices up. If we start to see inflation rise, crude oil futures are oftentimes one of your best indicators of rising inflation, as well as agricultural products. Now, looking at the chart pattern here in the technical layout on the precious metals market, gold futures really stuck in this range here. 2,600 being your critical level of support. You go below that, it's going to be 2,540. That's your 200-day moving average. But again, 2,600, have to highlight that as that December 19th low and rejection back up. You're going to see your upside. You want to see the price of gold get back over 25.57, and then it could make another run for 2,600. 26.93 is going to be your 50-day moving average, and 27.11 is going to be your trend reversal point. The silver market continues to battle up to the 200-day moving average and then fails as it comes up to that level. So we're going to want to keep an eye on that and look to see if the price can close back over 30.56. We could see some short covering and also a gap get filled on the charts where we can run back up to about the 50-day and the trend reversal point, which sits just under $32 at $31.98. So a little bit softer video here because of the fact that it's holiday type volume. We'll most likely see a bang when we come into the beginning of the year. Also, remember, a lot of seasonal start in the precious metals markets just after that January 1st, 2nd opening session here of the New Year's as traders try and position and deploy capital. Many people in the final week of a year, especially when the New Year's and Christmas are in a midweek type zone, we see a lot of people take those full weeks off, and then we see really that holiday type volume set in. So you got any questions, give me a call. Be sure to register for a free 2-week trial of the Metals Edge. We're going to be beefing up some of that and providing a lot more content and a lot more specific trade ideas in some of those emailed research reports that we put out. Again, you got any questions, give me a call, 312-858-7303. Remember, futures option trading does involve risk of loss, may not be suitable to all investors. Good luck, good trading.